Introducing Gettr Coin, the first social media pilot rewards program on the blockchain. That means we can process 10,000 transactions per second, and that's 400 times faster than Ethereum. Your Gettr Coin are inaccessible by the crypto ecosystem. To activate your Gettr wallet, first select the Gettr Coin icon from the left toolbar. Then click Agree to the Gettr Coin terms and conditions. Now you can set up and confirm the password to your wallet. Congrats! Your Gettr Coin wallet is all set and ready to send and to receive coins. To send coins, click the send icon, then select the user. Now enter the amount and hit the pay button. Then, you will receive these coins instantly.
Hello everyone, welcome to our HCoin Byte talk show today. And today we're going to discuss about very interesting and exciting topic today, which is the Gettr Coin's global launch, which is very exciting, huh? And today we'll have four guests with me today, and I'm going to be the facilitator. And these four people are going to be discussing about what's their opinions and experience with cryptocurrencies, including the current ones and also the upcoming Gettr Coin and also the HCoin. And with us, the four guests, they are, first one is Tony. Could you please introduce yourself, Tony? I believe he's a very experienced cryptocurrency player and trader. Welcome to the show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our program today about Gettr Coin. And I'm a crypto investor since 2017. And yeah, I've been studying the crypto market for like about 5-6 years. And it's really exciting today. We see that the Gettr Coin as like a first Web3 project that has been launched. And it's really exciting today that we are going to talk about Gettr Coin. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Tony. Glad to have you here. And our next guest will be Love MG, which is his name is Ronnie. Hi, Ronnie.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, this is Ronnie. Nice to join the talk today. So I mainly focus on the data analytics. At this moment, basically, I worked in the finance industry, hedge fund, for one and a half year, and then switched into the tech industry. And focus on the basically ads analytics and some level of the fraud detection before. Will actually bring some excellent contents for the audience today. Nice to join the talk. Thank you.
Very excellent. A very strong background in technical. I'm glad to hear some of the data analysis part from you today. And the next we'll have two ladies. The first one, her name is Eveline. I think she's a hardware engineer with some background in physics. Welcome here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Z, for the introduction. It's a great honor to be here. I'm actually an outsider, even though I'm very interested in tech. I do a job as a hardware engineer, but I'm totally new to crypto, and I learned a lot about cryptocurrency from our Gettr platform. So I'm excited to learn from the more experienced people like Tony and MG. And thank you, Z, for the introduction.
Excellent. Happy to have you here as well. The last but not least, Mrs. Elisa. I think she's the organizer of this talk, initiator, and she started with some other friends here. And it's great to have her here today as well.
Hello, everyone. It's my honor to be part of this show today. My name is Elisa. I work for a Fortune 500 company, and I'm working corporate as a management consultant. I'm also a crypto investor, and I was so very much interested in high tech industry, and very very excited to be on this show and be part of this movement. Thank you, G, and looking forward to our wonderful show today.
Excellent. Me too. I'm very much looking forward to today's show today. A little bit about my background. I'm actually have nothing to do. My background has nothing to do with cryptocurrencies or business at all. I'm a material scientist. But the cryptocurrency has been one of the hottest topic in the last couple of years, and I'm also very thrilled to learn from everyone. They're based on their introduction. You probably know that they have very solid background from all aspects of different fields, including engineering, business, organization, management, etc. So let's get to straight to our talk today, and we're going to talk about the Gettr coin. A little bit background about what is Gettr, maybe. Hopefully you have heard of this platform. It's a social media platform that is a rival or a biggest competitor for Twitter. And one of the advantages of Gettr, if you haven't got a chance, you better visit Gettr, gettr.com, or go to the App Store or the Google Store to download it. It's a free media platform with millions of users, and your voices will not be censored. It's completely free platform, and it fully supports freedom of speech as long as it's in compliance with the legal, and you can freely express yourself opinions, and found a lot of people in common as well. And one of the biggest news from last month, it's a first launch of its cryptocurrency, which is Gettr coin. It's not fully available to everyone, the Gettr user yet. It's currently only limited to the verified Gettr users, a small group for a small-scale pilot launch. But I think it will be soon announced by Gettr formal official. Soon it will be official very soon. As a disclaimer, you see that is rolling under the screen right now. We are just fans of cryptocurrencies, and we do have our opinions on different kind of things, but we do not represent Gettr as well. So I would like to hear maybe first from everyone about your thought about Gettr coin, why you believe Gettr coin is very important, and what's new about it. So we will start first with Tony again. Tony, can you share with us your experience about Gettr coin, please?
Yeah, so I think Gettr coin is probably the first real Web 3.0 kind of cryptocurrency that's launched on a social media platform. So we all know that as the cryptocurrency develop, so the trend for future social media is to decentralize the value of social media and to upgrade from like Web 2.0 to like Web 3.0 platforms. So we used to have Facebook, Twitter, but those big companies, they all take all the ad income to themselves, like they monopolize the market of users and advertisers, and they have a lot of users, but like they capture all the value of those user content to themselves and become a huge monopoly. But the future trend for social media based on the development of cryptocurrency is that the value of social media platform will be decentralized and distributed to users. And of course, as Elon Musk take over Twitter, they also have like similar plans to introduce cryptocurrency in the future, but they haven't really started that yet. But Gettr is probably the first. I mean, as far as I know, it's the first social media platform that really implementing this Web3 cryptocurrency plan. And although we are just in a pilot phase, but I think we already the entire platform and the users will start to experience this kind of new business model, and the users, they can make money directly from their own content, their own broadcast. And that will basically represent like a revolution in the social media platform. Yeah, so I think that's a very exciting future, and I'm really looking forward to the future development, which will benefit more and more users on a global scale. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Great. Thank you very much, Tony, for sharing experience. Now we go to Ronnie.
Yeah, so yeah, in my opinion, like so Gettr Coin is like the starting point of the transition from the fiat currency to the digital currency. Basically, like is from the centralization to the decentralization. Basically, people can have more control of their wealth in the future. So you know, like for some social media, so for example, like Facebook is a very typical one that they've been trying for a very long time to launch their own like digital currency like Libra, but the project finally failed. So actually it was not that simple for basically like social media or like, for example, like Gettr and also like Twitter to launch such kind of the digital currency, because there are a lot of kind of like complexities behind this behind the project, like the security and how you guarantee like money is there. So for example, the guarantee that the money in the people's account is not actually stolen by the others. There are actually a lot of issues faced by Gettr. So I believe because of this, so Gettr should have a very strong background and also the power in the tech industry, and also at least the tech space to actually launch such kind of program. And also like we will see like it's connect to another system as well. So it's not alone. It can actually have more energy in the future. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Thank you very much, Ronnie. Actually, let's get back to a little bit to the Gettr. I've been using Gettr since its launch on July 2021. So it's been almost a year and a half now. So I personally really love the software. It's very straightforward and very easy to use. There are a lot of fun stuff you can do. There's also different functions, and like you can post your own videos. You can do live streaming. You can even there are more and more functions to be added in the future as well. So we're going next to shifting to the to Eveline. Maybe can you share a little bit about your experience so far on Gettr? So what do you normally do, or what do you think the Gettr can do in the future?
Okay, thank you, Z. So in the Web 2.0 era, there are platforms like Twitter and Facebook. I was on them, but I was never a huge fan of them because I always think it's a waste of time. I spend my time there, watch tons of like advertisement, but what I actually doing is wasting my time and making money for others. I'm very intrigued by this Web 3.0 era because for a platform like Gettr, using Gettr is making money, right? We spend our time on Gettr creating contents, share or like posts. We're actually making money for ourselves. So in this era, I'm very excited. So I'm looking forward for what's coming next. Okay, thank you.
Well, thanks for mentioning that. That's a very cool point. I think we'll get that later. Why we can make money? What does it mean that you can make money by just simply using Gettr? Okay, so next we go to Elisa. So maybe you can shed more light on what do you think of the money-making mode on Gettr, and what is it so different from other platforms like Twitter, Facebook, etc.?
Yeah, I would like to share, and I would like to kind of point out and highlight the importance of the launch of a Gettr Coin. I would say it's a small step for Gettr. It's a huge and a very huge step for mankind and the Web 3.0. Because as you imagine, Facebook has failed and they tried before to launch a cryptocurrency on the platform, but did not work out. Many others also tried, not much going on, very small attraction. However, for Gettr, it's a huge, I would say it's a huge opportunity, a huge success. So Gettr is a very active community, and the launch of the Gettr Coin definitely will bring tremendous business to Gettr. As I have listened to the CTO of Gettr shared other day, Ken shared that around 50% of the revenue from advertisement will go to the users. So basically, users will be attracted to the platform, and they will become very active in the social media platform. As you can imagine, if one competitor, for example, Twitter or Facebook, those platforms, if you spend time on that and you cannot make money, so who will make such a decision? So as you can imagine, it's gonna be a really different business model for Gettr. So as you can imagine, 50% the advertisement revenue will go to their users. I believe that it will be a groundbreaking deal for many users, and more and more people will come. One more fact I want to share with everybody is that for the first 3 years, Gettr will not get any commission from any broadcasting. As you can imagine, a lot of broadcasting influencer on the social media will come. If they get a 70% on TikTok or other platform, and they will be attracted to Gettr, definitely. And you can take 100% of your income. So definitely will be a huge deal for the social media industry. Yeah, and of course you can make money. You can post content. You can like content. You can spend time on the platform. Essentially, you are getting Gettr coin, and you are making money.
Wow.
Yeah, back to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Lisa. I think this sounds very revolutionary step. I like your comments that it's a big step for the human mankind. Well, I'm very looking forward to that too. It definitely sounds really like a disruptive change or transition from the current mode. Like I know like even YouTube, you can probably have these you can make money by posting videos, but I've heard it's a very small quantity, and normally as a viewer or just regular users, you don't really make a lot of money. I'm not sure how Gettr can make money, but it's great to hear that there are so many opportunities for the content providers or any people who wants to get involved with the content information. That's really great. I hope when we have a time later, we'll go through some more details and go into some free discussions later. And by the way, this is just our first English episode. We're still learning as a team, but it's a great team. Like I said, all the 4 guests are very experienced in cryptocurrencies or very passionate about this as well. So let's go through the agenda, and particularly I will give the opportunity next to Ronnie, and he prepared some slides to go through what's the difference of the Gettr and what is the Gettr system. No, sorry, not Gettr. The Gettr coin ecosystem works. So could you please pull the poster, and Ronnie, can you share that with our audiences, please? Thank you.
Yeah, so let's briefly go through this slide. So it's basically like you see like on the left hand side it's a Gettr. So basically Gettr coin is using the Cosmos blockchain at this moment, and you'll see like the Gettr platform is if you are a V user, so basically tapped with V, you can use the Gettr coin to actually tipping or rewarding any live streaming you like. And also like whatever, like there will be some other actually functions you can redeem you can redeem the coin later, but basically that's what you can do in the Gettr platform. And Elisa mentioned like Gettr won't collect any fees, so if you're rewarding the live streaming or something like that, but so if this coin is only launched in Gettr, so it's just within this platform, probably will not have that kind of like level of the impact. But you see on the right-hand side is actually the Himalaya Pay. So basically, the Himalaya is part of is very critical part of the Himalaya ecosystem. HC is called HCoin. HCN launched in 2021. It's November 1st, and actually is the first cryptocurrency that actually has what is so-called a solid custody. So basically, you don't have to worry that your funds in this basically in the Himalaya Exchange will be stolen. Others. So basically, whenever you actually put fiat currency and it actually exchange into the HDO, which is used to transact with the HCN. So the money in the banking account actually is custodied by very so basically either government or a very solid prestigious what is so-called the department. So basically, your money is guaranteed. So like it's one like, for example, the FTX. Basically the recent crash of FTX. So actually, investors found that their money in the FTX account actually were moved into the other parts of actually run by the SBF. So this won't happen. So that's actually the first target of Himalaya Exchange. The second is actually we build it upon the block, basically this system, and build the anti-money laundering, and also like make sure that the coins stored in this system will not be stolen from someone else up where basically we create it's not actually a network could be accessed by everybody. It's actually only can be accessed within a certain range of users, so basically, and all of the data will be stored in the satellite and using a very advanced technology. So basically, that's and what is more important is in addition to just creating a coin, like the coins or the currencies without any transaction, basically, what we call the payment system will be actually worthless. So you'll see the most like basically all of the digital currencies, and this basically across the world, you will find like even though like for example Bitcoin is very famous in the transaction in the dark web. So basically you can use it to purchase something like basically like purchase some goods which are not that legitimate. So but Bitcoins are not actually accepted actually widely by the merchants. For example, if you want to use Bitcoin in the Amazon website, you can now do that. So the goal of Himalaya Pay is to actually spread out to from the very, very small merchant to a very large merchant. So we actually, we expect that more merchants will accept Himalaya Pay in the future or like in the very near future. So when the Gettr coin is connected with Himalaya Pay, so you can either exchange to the HCN or like perhaps I'm not responsible for this, but perhaps it can be also used as alternative currency in the Himalaya Pay. So basically, like merchants may accept in the future. Basically, like that's actually so then the Gettr coin is not only within the Gettr, so it's actually outside the world. It's outside the platform. It's actually all around the world. So that's actually like, and you can see like can reach the social media e-commerce outside the Himalaya ecosystem, and also for the Himalaya Pay can accept other digital currencies as well. So actually that's the most powerful part of Gettr coin and as well as the Gettr Pay. So basically it's not standalone. It's actually connect into the system. Yeah, handing over to host.
Wow, it's a very complicated system. So for some of the English audiences, maybe they're not familiar with this whole idea. I know Tony, you have been involved in promotions and also studying of this HCoin system. You have been tracking the pricing history and trade history for many months. Could you share with audiences a little bit about why these Gettrs and HCN, they're connected, they're exchangeable? What's the benefit of that, please?
Yeah, thanks, Roni and Z for your comments. Yeah, so the Himalaya ecosystem is like a crypto financial system. And Gettr coin will be just like one coin out of many that will be launched on the Himalaya Exchange. Yeah, and I think Ronnie has already talked a lot about the Himalaya Exchange and Himalaya Pay ecosystem. So maybe I'll talk more about the Gettr coin. Yeah, so Gettr coin, even without Himalaya Pay and Himalaya Exchange, the Gettr coin can be cashed out in like over 100 different countries or jurisdictions over the world, and it can be cashed out through sort of all kinds of gift cards and also prepaid credit cards throughout the world. And that will be that function will be launched soon. And also, you can think of it as a way to bypass the traditional banking system, both the Gettr coin and the Himalaya Pay system. So you can basically just transfer money through Gettr and Gettr coin, and also you can transfer the Gettr coin to the Himalaya Exchange in the future, and use all of that as the new banking system, which is way more efficient and transparent and more user-friendly than the traditional banking system, which is like a big banking monopolies that capture value from the people. So yeah, so the Gettr coin and the Himalaya Pay and Himalaya Exchange system, they together represent the future trend of cryptocurrency, which is to revolutionize the financial system. Yeah, and also I think Ronnie mentioned, yeah, the Gettr coin is based on the Cosmos blockchain ecosystem. And I think it's a private version of like a private version as of now. It's not on public blockchain yet, but potentially it will also be launched on public blockchain in the future. But right now, both the Himalaya Pay system and the Gettr coin system are private blockchains. That means that have faster transaction speed and lower transaction cost, and also better privacy. So yeah, so I think in every way it is like a significant upgrade from the existing financial system that people can use for both their online activity, social media, and for their everyday life. As Ronnie said, there will be a merchant ecosystem which accepts those coins for payment in the future. So yeah, so that will be a very revolutionizing future of the internet and of the social media and of finance. Yeah, so I think that's my thoughts so far, and it's really exciting to see this trend develop further. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like once you're getting to this topic, there are like endless topics that can be extended from this one. I wish we have more time. Maybe in the future programs episodes, we're going to discuss more in details. Today, let's just give a quick review or overview of our Gettr coin and also Himalaya ecosystem. So another interesting thing, Tony has mentioned about the technology part. I know, Eveline, you have done some paper, have done some homeworks before. You really know a lot of. I remember you were doing another on another talk show with another person talking about the new cryptocurrency technologies. What do you think of this Gettr coins technology? Why it's backed by Cosmos, and what's the benefit and advantage you're seeing from this blockchain technology?
Okay, thank you, Z. So first, thank you for the generous introduction. I'm like you, I'm an engineer in a totally different field, but the technology is really exciting. So I spend my own time and look into the issue, and just to so what I'm going to say is not I'm not an expert in blockchain, but I think through my own research, I kind of grasp the main idea of what our Cosmos blockchain is different from other systems. So the Cosmos, it has its own blockchain, but in the meantime, it is also a decentralized network of independent blockchains. So say each one of us, we can go to their website, get their SDK. So it's kind of a protocol that use it. You can create, each one of us, we can create our own blockchains. And that blockchain is compatible with the rest of the blockchains that runs on the system. And say, I have my own independent chain and Z has its own independent chain. And we want to exchange our individual coins, then we can use this Cosmos platform to do exchange. And the Cosmos has its own blockchain used for this for staking and validate those kind of transactions. This is called an atom. So atom is the native staking token of this Cosmos network. And as Tony and Ronnie mentioned earlier, that there is HPay and there is Gettr Pay, and there are users. Say for me, I'm a user of Gettr Pay, and in the future, I would also like to have an HPay. Say if for example, I made 1 million Gettr coins through the contents I created, and after that, I don't want to spend all of them, right? I only need a portion of them, and I would like to invest the rest of them into a digital asset such as HCoin. So I can easily use this Cosmo platform to do this exchange. And what's interesting about this Cosmos is such an exchange is sponsored by a smart contract. So this exchange is not done by any middleman or intermediary. It is through this smart contract supported on this chain that facilitates such a decentralized exchange. So, say, for example, as I mentioned earlier, for platform like Twitter and Facebook, I make no money by using them. I only spend my time and get no monetary reward. But in this 3.0 era, if I use a platform like Gettr, I make money, and I can, of course, I can like Tony introduced earlier. I can exchange part of the crypto Gettr coins I made into gift cards, so that I can that can be used to cover my daily expense. But in the meantime, I can do investment, and meanwhile, the contents I created is also not belonging to any centralized platform. It actually belongs to myself, and which is and like every other users in this Gettr platform, that all our data belongs to ourselves, but they are also secured and stored and exchanged between parties on this blockchain. So with this, I think it is really a revolutionary era, and it inspires my imagination, and also it brings so much new opportunities that we are yet to explore. Okay, back to you, Z.
Well, very, very thoughtful ideas. I think that's amazing that you're already giving us some examples that you think in the future your investment, your work, and everything else. It's really fascinating. I personally haven't thought about that far yet about the future, but it does sound like the Gettr system plus with the whole Himalaya system enables a lot of possibilities that is unprecedented before. And I believe if you haven't followed our channel yet, you better do that and stay tuned to take advantage of this knowledge. You better hurry up and get registered and start thinking about what's your new life going to be in the next cryptocurrency era. I think this is really amazing. I think it's really opened my mind, basically. Very cool. Thank you for sharing your experience. Back to Elisa. Anything you want to add in terms of your experience and your thought about our whole Himalaya system and together with the Gettr coin?
Yeah, I just want to echo what Eveline said. What is beautiful about this way of doing social media is that anyone who is homeless, anyone who is on the bottom of the pyramid can be part of this. You know, you don't have to be a Wall Street investor. You can be part of this. You can use Gettr. You can express your feeling, your love, your sadness, your life story to audience, whoever is following you. And you know, think about it before when we use Bitcoin, how is mined? Bitcoin was mined, you know, using energy, you know, using electricity. It's based on proof of work, this type of system. However, you know, the Gettr is really changing the way we do social media. So by spending time, by utilizing your time and posting contents and share your life story, you can actually earn money, and then you can actually be part of this new revolution, as we said many times during the show. This term, revolutionary. I think that's the beauty of Gettr, and yeah, everybody should take advantage of this great opportunity. Back to you, Z. Just echo everyone's great opinions
Awesome.
here. Yes.
Awesome summary. That's great. I think we'll keep reiterating this over and over in our future episode, and hopefully we are also giving other people more opportunities. We're enabling them, you know, kind of helping them to be more successful in their personal career. That's all good. I know that also, let's move to the next topic. Ronnie also prepared a case study to study like what's happening in the financial field back in a few decades ago. Would you please share with us, you think, maybe a little bit background, why would you think the Visa case is suitable for our topic today?
Yeah, so Visa, so you know, everyone knows Visa. You actually, I think everyone uses a Visa card for the everyday daily life. So you go to the supermarket, you go to actually like the store, you go to the shopping mall, you have to pay something, you want to buy something to pay, and most likely you have a Visa card. So it actually had 50% of the market share at this moment. So it's actually still the leader of the payment industry. So yeah, we need to review the Visa. So actually the journey of the Visa from the starting point, and see actually how it will mirror the development of the HPay in the future. So basically, if you see this slide, it actually has very critical three periods. So in its actually its growth. So the starting actually years 1958 to 59. So so actually like Visa. So in the early stage, Visa is not actually Visa today. So actually is so the first program like related to visas. Basically, the burden of the visa is related to the Bank of American card. It's actually issued by Bank of America, Bank of America, and it's actually managed by one of his senior manager called William. He's actually because at that moment before 1958, all of the merchants in the United States, they tend to actually have their own whatever the rewarding card or payment card. And if you want to go some store, you have to take a specific card for that store, and instead of one card for all. And then William actually started to study all of these cases and to try to figure out how to unify combine all of the cards into one. And that's actually the creation of Bank of American card. He was at Bank of America at that time, and was actually their strategy was very simple: just drop the card in the mail to your home, and that's because when people saw like a Bank of America card, they trusted it because Bank of America was one of the largest bank in U.S. at that moment. So actually, initially they have some credit. They already have a very, very good credit, and people accept it. And also, so the promotion process was very quick. So from 59 to 61, so basically around 59, there were already 20,000 merchants accepting the Bank of America card, and so millions of users. And this was just in California. It was now actually in other states, and then actually they encounter big issues. So because they encounter a large volume of delinquency and fraud, so they start to refine these products, and then basically what they did was to create a very simple check for the fraud actions, basically the rule-based check for the fraud detection, and also they actually dropped these cards to select users instead of all of the users. Basically, they actually see some of they analyze some of the data like your income, some some other data like your educational level. And they tend to actually drop the card for those with a higher education, with higher income, and then they actually have less delinquency, less amount of delinquency and fraud. So that's actually the development, the initial stage of the Visa. So actually was run by Bank of America, and in the later stage, because it was so large, and Bank of America made a lot of money. And people actually start analyzing this program and actually find a lot of issues, and then they debate. So that's actually, and then actually that program was challenged by either like government and other institutions as well. So BOA start giving up the control of that program, and then. So this period was much longer than we expected. So it's lasted for 16 years. So basically, all of the financial institutions outside BOA, so they start accepting the card issue. It's basically they use the Bank of America card. So they accepting this brand, and they use this kind of like fraud detection. Basically, the system developed by the BOA. So and this is the starting. The transition from the Bank of American card to Visa into Visa. So and then finally is actually run internationally, and so all of the institutions holding this program, they actually group together and consolidate this program into Visa. So that's actually the point of the story of the Visa at the beginning. And so the critical parts of the Visa is the payment gateway. So basically the security checks of the communication between the banks and the Visa system, and also the fraud detection, basically, which guarantee that there are not fraud actions happen when when actually people transacting the money from themselves to the merchant. So actually that's basically the development, the story of Visa. So mirroring to the HPay. So actually Visa uses like 2 years, spreading into 20,000 merchants. And at that year, so basically 1958, no internet, no good telecommunication system, no tech, almost no tech. And you could think about like if we start promoting HPay, so how quickly it will be accepted by different kind of merchants worldwide. So yeah, and you can go to the next slide as well. So for the next slide, some of the things we can highlight is at this stage. So for merchant, could you go to the next slide? Next slide. Yeah. So at this moment, it's like Visa plus the bank, they charge around 5% of the transaction fee, 1% to 4% more cost due to the fraud. So probably like because recently like people use more online transactions instead of the offline transactions, the percentage of the fraud could be higher. So basically, if you use the VisaNet, so basically VisaNet has the lowest amount of fees to get in total for the merchants. So, but you still have to pay around 10% on average. So if you have a larger volume of fraud, then you pay more. So and then we can expect like if HPay can overcome either the transaction fee or the challenge of the fraud, then we could have more future. And in addition to actually like the coin itself, the HCoin itself can be basically associated with the gold, and also like the security is guaranteed. Other than this is kind of we have advantages in the fee. Okay, pass it to the host.
Oh, excellent. Very, very nice story. I think the biggest takeaway from me is the Visa story basically telling people that nothing is impossible. At that time, people are still carrying cashes, maybe some checks, personal checks to make purchases or shop around. But this is the first time, yeah, you no longer need that anymore. What you need is just a digital card or physical card with some feature. It can make the transaction much easier and faster. So this is a really great benefit. I think with everything you discussed, the cryptocurrency even have more advantages compared to the credit card system, lower fees, safer, and a bunch of other features. It's really cool. I think I don't think we have enough time to discuss this for everyone. I'm looking for maybe one volunteer. I wonder if maybe
I have a question.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, thank you. So I have a question for Ronnie. That you mentioned that the Visa transaction fee is from like 1 to 4%. I don't quite understand why this is so high. Is it because the technology is so old that to maintain it, the cost is high, or that it has become a monopoly that it just want to charge a high rate?
Or like, is it they are the giant? They control the fee structure. I have no information whether. So basically, like they collect in total around 5% of the transaction fee. So if you use the credit card, you will notice that some of the credit cards will have the cashback program. So some of them, for example, Chase Freedom, Freedom Unlimited, they have the 1.5% of the cashback. So actually, they distill 1.5% from the 5%, basically like to you, and they still keep it like 3.5% at this moment. So because they have some challenges as well. So for example, PayPal. So basically, for PayPal probably charge more, but it is probably case by case. I was not sure about the fee structure, but this is really, I believe it's probably monopoly issue. It could be lower, right? So because like what they maintained was just like the fraud detection system and also all of the security, communication, tech. So they shouldn't use actually a lot of people, so efforts to do this. And 1% to 4% is the fraud. So that's actually like that's actually limited. So this the 1% to 4% are actually credit related to credit card purchase. So if you use a credit, so basically credit card information can be easily stolen. So if someone put a credit card information online, like if this website is now that actually very legal, I mean legal, or like for example, like some of the backend people store information, they can actually do whatever they want online. So basically, that's actually created fraud. So what I mean is that identity theft is one of them, and credit card information theft. And once you encounter this, so they purchase something. So especially service. So once they purchase, they already got it. So immediately, and merchant have to suffer the loss. Yeah, that's something we could avoid if we improve the technology. So for example, we don't use the credit card anymore. So for example, we use HPay. So if you have, for example, face detection when the people make purchase, there will be huge reduction of the fraud. And then this actually compensate for the merchants, so they pay less. They probably will have a larger discount for the users using HPay. That's what I expect.
Okay, thank you, Ronnie.
Great. Hopefully that answered your question. It sounds to me it's basically a technical hindrance or hurdle. It probably has a lot have to do these labor intense manually check for default for fraudulent transactions, and particularly for international. So it's really inefficient. Maybe our current blockchain or artificial intelligence technologies will enable a much faster and safer transaction in the future. I believe that's what cryptocurrencies are created for. Any other comments or no? Excellent. Then let's continue to the next.
Maybe.
Oh yes, go ahead.
Yeah, maybe another comment I would like to kind of point out how much money the industry can save by switching to HPay. By looking at the Visa credit card volume, it's around 11 11 trillion. Then if you multiply by 5% or even 3% or even 1%, is going to be $1 trillion. So you can save that much money by switching to HPay, even if we only have 20% of the market share. So definitely a great benefit for the payment industry. Yeah. Thank you, Ronnie,
Yeah.
for sharing the great information. It's excellent.
That's a great point. I wonder if this information maybe later can find online, or we can post more detailed mathematical analysis or predictions for any interesting investors. That would be very cool. Okay, so now after this, we are going to jump to the next one, which is the Web 3.0. It sounds really technical to me, and I think we covered a little bit earlier in this program. Ronnie, are we going to rely on you or lean on you to give a brief introduction on this slide as well?
Yeah, lady first.
Okay. Yes, please go ahead. This is talking about the advantages for our current advertisement on Gettr platform. Is that what this slide is showing?
Ronnie, do you want me to talk about? Then you guys can chime
Yeah.
in. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
so there are a couple things in the advertisement industry. First, we look at the volume. 500 billion dollar in 2021. The entire industry, and then with a growth rate 10% to 20%. And in terms of market share, a lot of advertisement revenue goes to Google and YouTube because the consumer habit has changed. Not depending on the traditional advertisement channels, for example, magazine, newspaper, or TV show. So a lot of consumer behavior switching to social media, internet search, things like that. So definitely a great opportunity for internet and a high-tech company to capture advertisement market. What is interesting, when you think about it, from Web 2.0, utilizing social media to post, express your opinion, and be part of this media movement. When you switch from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0, what is happening? From a user can be a revenue generator. So basically, the business model switching from 2.0, very dominant. The Facebook will capture almost everything. You spend time on Facebook, you post your article, take a picture, you talk to your friends. So the Facebook will actually analyze who you are, what type of habits you have, whatever products you're going to buy. Then they sell the data to other companies, and the companies can target you, and then they will push the notification. So that's how they make money from your attention. So what is interesting, Web 3.0, your attention actually will generate money for you. So you are the owner of your content, not Facebook, not Twitter, not TikTok. On Gettr, you can actually, make money and be part of this big business model shifting trend. Yeah, anyone want to chime in?
No one? I'll call name then. Tony. It's your turn. Any comments on the advertisement or what Gettr coin can do in terms of this?
Oh, yeah, I thought there's another slide, but yeah, I think I mentioned this in the beginning. Yeah, this is really sort of monetize the value of the social media for the users instead of the company capturing most of the value. Yeah, I think that this is the sort of the spirit of the Web3 platform. And coupled with the payment system that Ronnie just talked about, I think this will be an entirely new mode of life in this new social media Web3 age. Like I think old people's life, old people's work will be transformed by this new kind of business model. Yeah, and there will be also connected with the ecosystem of merchants online. Yeah, so I think this is a really exciting future. So yeah, I don't have much to add here. Thanks.
Yeah, just remind me of another thing is I forgot exact number, but I remember maybe some YouTube current creators, they know how much they earn. But it sounds like the YouTube keep a large portion of their advertisement income to themselves, and they're only sharing a very small portion with the creators, which is main driver for the advertisement attraction, and also for attracting more and more new users to join the platform. But Gettr, for some reason, we're not sure how that's going to work yet. I think the detailed plan will be laid out in the next coming month. But as far as we know, they're willing to share more of this wealth with all the users. And I think one of the slogan they're trying to advertise is what do you call it? Earning money on Gettr by just using Gettr. Even you're just doing daily works by viewing or like any video, post any new things, any simpler thing could make you a small fortune in the future. Any other comments from someone, maybe Tony or?
Yeah, I just
Eveline?
forgot something important. Like, yeah, I think the important thing about Gettr, it is about freedom of speech. I think the slogan of Gettr is the marketplace of ideas, right? So we know that currently many social media, they censor a lot of speech, and people's freedom of speech are also constrained by the fact that they could be sanctioned by the existing financial system. So like the Canadian truck drivers, they were protesting about COVID vaccine mandate, and their bank accounts are freezed by the Canadian government. And so that is something very terrible in the existing social media and the existing financial system world. But Gettr is really pioneering a new kind of model of people's freedom of speech and financial system altogether, and also with HPay. And so people, they can really truthfully express their political opinions on everything. And as long as it's legal, they can express their freedom of speech, and they can also monetize that, and without the fear of being sanctioned by the banks. So I think that is a really exciting future, and something that's very valuable for society in the long run. Yeah, I just want to add that. Thanks.
Yeah, it doesn't just definitely is a very important feature of Gettr, and it also has something to do with our current I don't know, some sort of tyranny from the big government, big banks, all these kind of stuffs, and our ordinary people's money is not as safe as what we want to be or what we think it is. So that's very important. Hopefully, we're gonna get into this new platform and give us more freedom and also a free speech. So, okay, anybody else may have something to share? I think we're approaching a little over an hour. We probably can have another maybe 10 minutes free discussions. Anything you feel like to raise up or for open discussions, that is very welcome.
I just want to kind of add that kind of emphasis that for the 2.0 social network, the value is created by so many, yet captured by so few. So in the future with the social cryptos like Gettr Coin, we would like to distribute the value of the content to each one of the content creators as well as the users. And I feel like with this blockchain technology and this mechanism of crypto distribution, it will incentivize more people to create and share their own ideas. Okay, back to you, Z.
Yeah, that's a very good point. It sounds like a really interesting incentive programs that if you start any new area, new program, yearly, there's something to help, like to boost or give a leap, and a leap, what do you call it? Leapfrog for a jump start for a new program. It's very encouraging. I do have some more questions, maybe because I couldn't find enough information. I hope it's not too confidential. I'm not sure if we can discuss that. What's the rule of coining this Gettr coins? Is there any limit they're gonna release every year, or do any of the guests have any information regarding that?
I remember during one of the broadcasts, the Gettr team shared some information. I think there's a certain amount they're gonna release. I'm not sure there will be white paper published for us to reference, but hopefully we can have such a, documents so can study and learn about this product. Yeah, I think to answer your question, that definitely there is a limit. There's a certain protocol the company is following, but we don't know exact. If we have a white paper, it'd be great to learn more about how much the Gettr coin will be released in the market.
Yes, I guess we're still in the early phase of launching. So if there is any more information, maybe follow this program or follow the Gettr. They should have more information coming very soon. Okay, so I think the Gettr coin part, I know there are a lot because I think if we continue, there's so many details that we can discuss about why this is important, why it's a breakthrough in all the cryptocurrencies, etc. But I will give maybe a few more minutes to our best friend Ronnie. He wants to share some really technical. I don't understand this chart, but hopefully some professional people will understand this about the the HCoin's trading chart. Would you have some few minutes to give a brief introduction?
Yeah. So yeah, good to see. So actually, thank you for the other guest talking about the Gettr coin. So in my opinion, so either Gettr coin or like HCoin, they serve as alternative to the fiat currency. So basically at this moment, like people like almost have no other choices of like choosing other currencies like for the payment. Like if you want to pay something, I pay everyday life, you have to use the fiat currency. So there are no digital currencies as an alternative or as a substitution at this moment. So our goal is like pushing the Himalaya ecosystem as an alternative for the current fiat currency. So basically, you have the other choices, like when you want to purchase anything. So in addition to the fiat currency, and in this chart you'll see like so basically like we encourage people to actually invest in the HCN, like take a look at the Gettr, join the Gettr system, join the Gettr platform, and but we want to convince you that from the critical standpoint, like for the HCN, is it a good choice for the investment or not? So basically, like HCN is still very young. It's a very young digital currency, but at this moment it's around 4, like with respect to the market cap. So basically, like if you look at all of the digital currency launched and with actively traded in the market, so HCN is ranked 4. So the 3 above is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the BNB, so Binance Coin. So with respect to the market cap, it's large, and the trading volume HCN, so greater than 6% of U.S. equities. It's not that small, and also if you look at the turnover rate, so actually most of the investors will look at the turnover rate because they will distinguish if the asset is held by either long-term investors or short-term investors. So for HCN, the number is 0.07% on a weekly basis. So about 30% of U.S. equities. So some of the U.S. equities, like very large U.S. equity, like Apple, they have a even lower turnover rate, meaning that more investors tend to actually hold this asset for a long period. But for the top 3 digital currency, you see like the turnover rate is much larger. So Bitcoin and ETH, however, they have the 7.5%. So meaning that, so if you take a reciprocal of this number, so it actually is equivalent to say like how long this investor will hold this asset. So 1 over 7.5% is just like, for example, 14 days. So people tend to hold this Bitcoin only for 14 days. And so based on this number, like if it's a good investment or not, if you want to hold it for a longer time or not. So for HCN, you can calculate this number as well. So for other US equities, you can calculate this number. So from this chart, you could see like most investors for the HCN, they tend to hold this asset for a longer period of time. So they trust it. So that's the reason we believe that in the future will become this HCN will first become a stable digital coin that you could actually use it for daily purchase, or like even though like if the price relative to the DeFi currency is very high, you can actually use it for a very large purchase as well. So that's actually the future we could expect for HCN, as Gettr coin is highly connected to the HCN Himalaya's ecosystem. You could see like the future. You could actually expect the future of the Gettr coin as well. Yeah, heading over to the host.
That's a very interesting analysis. I think again, is this program, we all represent our own opinion, but we also believe, we are strong believer of HCoin to the moon. So anything is possible. Everything we believe, information we have regarding the technology, regarding the whole ecosystem, regarding the whole big portray of this our design, I think it's definitely have a very bright future. And due to the time limit, I think we're probably need to call it for today. And if anyone have more interest in the futures program, we either have a Chinese episode with all the subtitles with English, or we continue to have more English program with details information about the Gettr coin and HCoin as things going on. And I know like Tony and Ronnie, they have been sharing a lot of interesting stories or inside stories about the other cryptocurrencies like FTX and other what's going on. They are very, very, very interesting, very good materials to watch. So I think that's all for today. Anybody else have 1 or 2 more sentences to conclude today? Please feel free to do so.
Yeah, I just want to add that the HCoin and the Gettr coin, they are still at a very, very early stage, and there's a lot of good news that has not been publicized yet. Like there will be a lot of upgrades, especially on the Himalaya Exchange and Himalaya Pay, and also on the Gettr coin right now, which is only limited to the V users, but in the future, there will be a lot of more announcement coming. I think also, especially in the next 3 months or so, there will be a lot more upgrades. We are like at a very early stage compared to things like Bitcoin, Binance, Ethereum, which started like 10 years ago. Like so the HCoin and Gettr coin, they are just getting started like around a year or 2 years. So there will be more upgrades and more public announcements that will show the public like why those systems are a new version, like a superior system in many ways compared with other projects. Thanks.
Yes, that's very good. All right. Maybe Elisa, you have anything to add?
Yeah, I'm very excited about the future, and very excited about how Gettr coin can grow. As Tony just mentioned, Gettr coin is, and the Gettr platform is just a baby. So we'll watch it grow, and we'll watch it become very, very giant. Yes, we will watch it fly.
Yes, that'd be great. Eveline, anything you want to say to the audiences?
Yes, so I think for the audiences who has not been on Gettr yet, you should start, like make an account and start creating content, start sharing. I think once you've done that, you notice like Gettr is a very special community. And even though right now, the value of Gettr Coin is not clear, but I think if you don't start early to like start preparing for the next stage, you will miss, as I see, the greatest opportunity to use your own work, your creation to generate wealth for yourself. Okay, thank you.
Yes, exactly. So, like everyone said, I want to also repeat that as well. Is Gettr is still a very young platform, even though it was founded about 18 months ago. It is quickly the user has expanded to close, I believe, close to 10 million user now. I'm not sure about the active ones, but all the features has been upgraded so fast. There's a lot of new features coming up soon. So please do stay tuned on that and get on Twitter to try and explore all the fascinating content on it. And with that, I will conclude today's show, and we will look forward to see you next time. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you so much for the four audiences and bringing all these very precious information to share with audiences, and it's amazing. Great time. Just thank you very much. I will see you guys next time. And also thanking everyone who is contributing, all the contributors to this program. Thank you so much.
And thank you for producer.
Yeah,
That's all. Thank you.
Oh yeah, our producer. Thank you very much. Thank you.